As far as Telangana is concerned, now Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao staged a Maha Dharna today in the national capital to demand the centre procure paddy from the state. Telangana government demanded the imposition of a one nation, one food grain procurement policy and has given a 24-hour deadline to Prime Minister Modi to respond, in fact, whether the centre would buy paddy from the state. Now, the TRS leader said that if the government fails to respond, he will take the protest across the country, and also warned that if the new agriculture policy is not framed, farmers could topple the government as well. The Maha Dharna in Delhi saw farmer leader Rakesh Takayat alongside KCR. After TRS's protest, Telangana BJP leaders along with V. Muralidharan also staged a protest against the TRS government over paddy procurement.
देखिए ये तो बहुत दौर्भाग्य की बात है कि किसी एक राज्य का पूरे के पूरे कैबिनेट आके इस देश की कैपिटल में बैठ जाए। ऐसी स्थिति किसी भी देश में नहीं आना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसी स्थिति आने से पहले केंद्र सरकार को बड़प्पन दिखाना चाहिए, इश्यू को सुलझाना चाहिए और आगे चल के राज्य सरकारों का और किसानों का खासकर साथ निभाना चाहिए। लेकिन ये जो केंद्र सरकार है, जो मोदी जी का सरकार है, बिल्कुल किसी चीज़ में विश्वास नहीं करते, वो चर्चा नहीं करते, आगे नहीं आते, किसानों का साथ नहीं निभाते हैं। तो हमारा इतना ही मांग है, आज हमारे किसान ने मेहनत करके दुगनी फसल उगाई है तेलंगाना में, इनकी आप खरीदारी कीजिए जिस तरीके से पंजाब में खरीदते हो, यहाँ पूरा 100% प्रोक्योरमेंट आप कीजिए, यही हमारा डिमांड है।
केसीआर के मंच पे दिखे और टीआरएस
किसानों का मंच था वो, केसीआर का नहीं मंच था, किसानों का मंच था। किसानों के मंच पे केसीआर थे।
सो किसानों के मुद्दों की बात हो रही थी, लेकिन किसानों के मुद्दों के सहारे मैंने देखा है कि केंद्र को दबा के,
अच्छा केंद्र को तो दबा कर करना ही पड़ेगा, और किसको करना पड़ेगा भाई? केंद्र तो खरीद कर रही, उसी को तो करना पड़ेगा
सर। नहीं, लेकिन जो वो बार बार कह रहे थे कि इसके बाद एक बड़ी आंदोलन होगी, बड़ा
आंदोलन होगा। जैसे 13 महीने का ही चला, हम पूरे देश में जा रहे हैं पहले और पूरे देश के लोगों को इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं, उनकी आवाज बनेंगे।
किस मुद्दे पे? को मुद्दा तो होगा,
का रेट का सवाल है। अभी तो एमएसपी भी नहीं है, एमएसपी गारंटी कानून नहीं है, मार्केट रेट नहीं है, तो ये बहुत से सवाल हैं। बिजली अमेंडमेंट बिल है, उसमें क्या हुआ? भारत सरकार बातचीत नहीं करेगी।
वो कह रहे थे कि और बाकी देश के दूसरे राजनीतिक मंचों को और मुख्यमंत्रियों को भी इकट्ठा करेंगे।
उनको होना चाहिए, सबको मुख्यमंत्री को इकट्ठा होना चाहिए, उनको भी अपनी बात करनी चाहिए।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी को मैं चेतावनी देना चाहता हूं कि आप चाहे किसी से भी खिलवाड़ कर सकते हो, लेकिन किसानों से नहीं। भारत का इतिहास बताता है, जहां भी कष्ट पाकर किसानों के आंखों से पानी निकले, वहां की सरकार जरूर सत्ता से बाहर निकले। ये शक्ति हमारे देश के किसान में है।
Soumit is joining us for more details here. Soumit, if you can help us understand the issue at hand here, what exactly is KCR and the Telangana government demanding?
Well, Avni, we can clearly say that this is not has started now. It was going on, since last year, we can say. After 7 years, going in hand with the central government, the TRS party has finally, has started going against the BJP party. And KCR, as we said, it started a couple of months ago. And last year, we can say, and he was always speaking against the BJP party after the elections, but we can say that, he has always supported the BJP party in the parliament also. And, after that, he's not leaving a single stone unturned when it comes to the hitting out at the BJP party since last 1 or 2 years, when it comes to the elections, when it comes to every issue, fuel or else gas, cooking gas, and several other issues. And even in the paddy issue last year, central government has clearly stated that they will not accept parboiled rice under FCI. And after that, the TRS ministers have visited Delhi. Chief Minister has visited Delhi. And finally, after several visits, last, in Parliament session, Piyush Goyal has clearly stated that, they will be not accepting parboiled rice from the Telangana state under FCI. So now, after that, continuously protests have been erupted across the state. And in every mandal, TRS has organized a protest. And finally, after there was no response from the central government, CM KCR himself has announced that all these state leaders, top leaders will be organizing a Dharna in the Delhi, and that is what we have seen today. And just we have heard, Kavita, his daughter, MLC, and CM KCR and Rakesh Tikait. So now we can clearly see that, this paddy issue is now politicized, and he also set in a 24 hours guideline, has the 24 hours for the BJP party, stating that the center should immediately respond to the state and also procure paddy from the state, and there should be one paddy, one procurement policy for the entire country, because the center is also procuring paddy from the Punjab. So even Telangana state is requesting central government to procure paddy as like they are doing it in the Punjab.
All right, Soumya, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. But let's get in some more perspective on this specific issue. P.Chengal Reddy, Farmer Leader, is joining us here on the broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking to us. If you can explain to us this issue, and the reason behind the protests which have broken out at this point.
This is not a question of Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. Overall, if you see in the past 3 to 5 years, agriculture productivity has increased in almost all sectors, whether cereals or horticulture and all that. The problem has come that government of India in the last many decades was interested only in procurement and PDS, and they were fixing MSP and so on and so forth. It was going on. But the development in the last 5-10 years, especially in states like Telangana and Andhra, they have made a lot of irrigation available to farmers, and the productivity has increased. If you see, productivity is this agriculture as a state subject is the responsibility of the state, which they have done. Now the question is one of commerce, exports, processing. Please remember, all these institutions, ministries are all under the control of Government of India. See, if you see Planning Commission, they are making extraordinary plans for roads, infrastructure, this and that. But why is that agriculture, there is no planning by Government of India? In fact, we have been requesting Mr. Modi for last 7 years, on behalf of our farmers organizations, on various issues. Look at the sugar sector, ethanol failure. 50% of the factories are closed. And the Rangarajan report was pending before Government of India. They were not taken up. And as far as this rice and wheat, we have huge production. Why is that Government of India is not planning for long-term export of rice and wheat? For example, rice, we can export to China. They require, leave the politics apart, but China can take as much as 5 to 10 million tons every year. Why is that we have not prepared a long-term program for agriculture produce? Why is that Mr. Modi, personally, it's nothing against Mr. Modi. I have found one fundamental problem in Government of India. The national parties of both Congress and BJP have always been claiming of great success in service and industrial sectors, like the reforms, so on and so forth, Mr. Vajpayee, this and that. Why is that nobody takes responsibility for farmers' suicides, distress, when India has become a rice bowl of world? Why is that this opportunity is not being utilized by Government of India? Of course, whether the Prime Minister, Niti Aayog, ministries, secretaries, all these people, there is no basic planning in Government of India on even simplest agriculture issues.
Right. Fair enough, Mr. Reddy. If I can just interrupt you there, because I just want to get your perspective on this paddy procurement policy, this 24-hour deadline that has been given to the center. What exactly is the ideal scenario in terms of, what the state government is demanding for this procurement policy?
See, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao has done a remarkable job in terms of providing irrigation facility. His problem is he can't go across the world in finding markets. That's the job of Government of India to help the states. See, Government of India says this, that and all that. No, I must say as a farmers activist, my submission to Government of India, you have to solve the state's problem. See, states have a limitation in terms of finance, exports, all those things. All that Mr. Rao's distress today is, as a chief minister, he has provided water and given cash subsidy. Farmers have produced. Where has to he sell? Who is to help him? Who is to guide him? Who is to manage the stocks, marketing and all that? No, see, Mr. Rao, leave the politics aside. Mr. Rao's distress is having solved permanently the drought-prone Telangana irrigation and farmers' problem. Why is it government of India is not taking a step forward to solve the issue of marketing, purchasing, export and all that? That's my, the main contention is government of India he has not done much in farm sector. That's the problem.
Right. Fair enough, Chengal Reddy. Point taken. Thank you so much for joining us with your perspective.